Hey, what's up everyone? Josh with Fitness253 here for something a little bit different on the channel. Now what got me into YouTube was Minecraft of all things. I didn't know how to play it in the beginning, so where'd I turn to? YouTube, of course. And I happened to stumble upon a group of guys who are called The Pack, and they play Minecraft along with a lot of other series, especially now they've multiplied across pretty much every single platform, and they're a really awesome group of guys to watch. I'll link their channels in the description below, but for right now, we'll just call them The Pack because there's a bunch of them. So what this video is gonna be is a challenge video to them. And not just any challenge, it's gonna be a fitness challenge. And I'm gonna call it Factions Fitness. Now how this is gonna happen is both Rob and Preston, who again I'll link in the description below, play on a server called Cosmic PvP, which I'll let them talk about if there's any questions arise on that, because they're the subject matter experts. I just observe. Now what's gonna happen is while they play their faction series, I'm gonna challenge them to a bunch of fitness exercises. Now how this is gonna happen is in three different ways. There's gonna be an upper body, a lower body, and an abdominals. And this is just a way to where while they're playing that game or while they're grinding like they do for hours on end to make awesome content for viewers just like me, and also content creators who just want to relax and watch a video series of, they create awesome stuff. I'm gonna make them pay a little bit. I'm gonna hope that they pay a little bit, but it's not gonna be just an endless challenge. They're gonna get some fitness out of it too. Not that they need it, but who doesn't need more fitness? Now this is stuff you could do at home. In this case, I'm gonna do a lot of bodyweight exercises, but we're also gonna use a gym bag full of a bunch of stuff as a weighted thing. But there's multiple different ways you could do that. If you already have dumbbells or weights at home, boom, easy enough. That's as simple as it gets. If you have the strength bands, which you've seen a lot of people use in different videos, you may also use that. I just happen to use a weighted gym bag because I go to a gym. See Fitness, look them up in my description below. But if you don't have a gym and you're working at home or you're grinding, maybe on factions on the same Cosmic PvP that they are, you can do this stuff at home. Obviously not while you're playing, maybe you do it afterwards, maybe you do it before you start that next session, but we're gonna get a little fitness out of that grind. First thing we're gonna talk about is upper body. And it's not gonna be anything crazy, it's just body weight or weighted exercises. And the first thing we're going to talk about is grinding. And now if you've ever seen an episode of Factions, which I hope you guys have because it's really entertaining to watch, especially on the Pack's channel, you'll know that they grind all the time. Some of it's on camera, some of it's off camera, but they're grinders. And what that means is they're attacking blazes to get XP, but I'll let them talk about that in one of their channels. Again, I'm just the viewer. But while they're grinding, a challenge icon is going to appear to make sure they're not cheating. And every time that appears, members of the pack, this one's on you. You guys are gonna do 20 push-ups. So along with grinding, another huge thing of factions is raiding. Now, the use of creeper eggs, as anyone who's seen factions knows, is crucial to get into other people's bases. But as you've seen on multiple other streams, people put very unexecuted creepers and they end up exploding in a non-beneficial way, and I'm gonna make you pay for that. Every creeper that you guys blow up and you get nothing from it, meaning a spawner or access into a really good room that you need to get spawners, you're going to do 10 curls in each hand of that weighted object, that dumbbell, or the gym bag in my case. So just with raiding, every time you guys get raided, each time an enemy makes it through 5 walls, which on some of these massive bases have multiple upon multiple walls, you're going to do 15 dips per 5 walls. So if they make it through all of your base, you're gonna calculate all those walls and you're gonna do the corresponding dips. Although Rob and Preston aren't on the same planet right now, which makes dueling each other very hard, they do duel other people on their individual planets. And if you lose that duel, you're gonna do 30 push-ups. Doesn't matter how you lose, doesn't matter how they win. If you lose on a duel, 30 push-ups. So another big thing on factions is envoys. Whether it's summoned in by an envoy stick or just a natural spawn of an envoy, you are gonna go to it. Like any good factions player, they rush to the envoy site. But a lot of the times they get 0 chests. Either they get chased by an enemy faction or they're just in a bad spot at a bad time and get 0 chests. And that's not good because I'm gonna make you pay for that too with another 10 curls. So that covers the upper body. Now let's talk about the lower body. And we're gonna utilize squats. It activates a huge muscle group in your legs, and it's the easiest one to do with body weight or weighted exercises at home. Now applying books to sets to create better gear happens almost every single episode, and a lot of the times they YOLO it and it pops their gear. And we're gonna make you pay for that. So if you apply that book and it fails, you're gonna do 15 squats, either weighted or body weight depending on your abilities. And if it's a god set you're working on, even if it's white scrolled, I don't care, it fails, you're gonna do 30 squats. Back with envoys, if you thought you were safe by getting 1 chest, you were wrong. Every time you get less than 2 chests in envoy, you're gonna do 25 weighted or unweighted squats as well. Every time you open up those chests, whether it be elite or legendary, the only thing you're hoping for is those legendary pains. And it's gonna be a pain once you get them, because every time you get a legendary pain, you're gonna do 50 calf raises. So the wilderness, like a lot of faction players know, is a dangerous spot to be. You have enemy bosses that people have spawned in, and you have enemy players. And I'm about to make it even worse, because while you're trying to escape, every time you run out of ender pearls, you are going to do a 60-second wall sit. Now, this happens all the time on Rob's perspective, because ender pearls seem to always slip his inventory. And it happens to Preston a little bit too, but either way, we're gonna make both of you guys pay with wall sits. One thing about being in the wilderness is PvP. Now I know Preston is the unofficial god at PvP, but he gets unarmed sometimes, and I know Rob does too, and you're gonna pay for that as well. Every time you get unarmed, we're gonna bring it into the third category of abs by doing 20 crunches, 20 correct crunches. Now, everyone likes to hide things from people and steal stuff when they throw it on the ground, and Preston is guilty of this more than Rob, using invisicy to get into that other person's inventory to find out who stole something. Every time you invisicy into another player's inventory, that's going to cost you 25 reverse crunches. Now, battling mob bosses for their loot crates is a gigantic thing right now on causing PvP, because you have the potential to get awesome gear. But what comes with awesome gear is getting ganked all the time by that really hard mob, no matter how many allies you have with. And that's going to cost you 25 flutter kicks per death if you're battling that mob boss. And if envoys weren't already hard enough with having to worry about getting killed, and now the 2 other punishments, I'm gonna throw on a third punishment, which guarantees some sort of exercise, which is every single envoy, no matter if it's summoned in by a player or if it's a natural spawn, you're gonna do 20 alternating crunches. Now, if anyone's ever seen a Factions episode, you know that they last for hours sometimes. Although they get edited smaller, they play for a long time, often multiple hours at a time, and each one of those hours is gonna cost you something. And that something happens to be 25 crunches per hour. We're going to talk about the worst exercise invented by mankind, which are burpees. No one likes them. Even me, I hate burpees, but we're going to put them into Factions fitness as well in the worst possible way. We're going to make it part of dying. Every single time you die, you're going to do burpees. Now, standard deaths aren't going to be that bad with 10 burpees, but if you're in that god set and you get ganked, it's going to cost you 20 burpees. And the more you keep returning back to that PvP and dying, you're going to rack up those burpees, and they're not going to be fun. So create that gear, get that high level god set, and avoid doing some burpees. Now, what is all this for? Basically, I started doing YouTube because I wanted to combine fitness with that gaming industry that I subscribed to and watched all the time, and I'm going to try to bring it to you guys as well. I really like fitness, you guys really like games. Combine a little of my world with a little bit of your world. Not that you already don't, but we're going to try to combine that a little bit more with Factions fitness. Either you can do the exercises during the video, after the video, make a separate video altogether, or just on your own time. It's all about what you guys want to do and what you guys think is beneficial for you. I think it's really cool. It brings a different element to Factions that maybe is missing right now, with a little bit of that pay to play that Mojang wants, and we're going to pay in this case with fitness gains, and that's a good thing. Alright, so I hope you guys like this video. Again, a little bit something different for the channel. Probably gonna tailor a lot of challenge videos to some of the people I subscribe to. If you're a Twitter follower and I check out your page and it's got some sort of challenge I can apply to it, I'm gonna apply it to you. And I expect you to do the same to me. Challenge me to a video. Maybe you want to see me do my PR. Maybe you want to see me do an 8-hour arm video by a certain 5% superstar in the fitness industry. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully this brings a little bit of the fitness industry with a little bit of the gaming industry with Factions fitness. Appreciate you guys watching, and as always, take it easy.